Oh, hey everybody, you caught me. Just doing what I love. Welcome back to the Square the Circle music channel. You caught me. Morning time after Thanksgiving. The kids are still sleeping. Yeah, sorry about the the ugly face here. It's been a wonderful holiday, and we're all just kind of like, still getting used to getting back to the real world, the way of things. This is going to be a continuation episode this morning, because I wanted to talk about my little my quest, my hill climbing. I'm climbing Windham Hill, and it's been a treacherous path so far, but a fulfilling journey nonetheless. So let's talk about it, shall we? I was able to find, I talk about this honey hole that I have here in town. Not that nobody really knows about it. It's just, it's good for different types of, things for different types of people, different strokes for different folks. And it's just one of those little places. It's a local bookstore. It's a small independent bookstore here in Eugene, Oregon. And no one really thinks to go in there to look for records, first off, but the people that know about it still go in there looking for cool stuff because it gets stocked every now and again. It's only a selection of maybe about 300 or 400 records that just a dude like me, you and I, just hauls his old stuff in there and sells it independently. And so you can find some really fantastic things here and there, but everyone has just, nobody gives a shit about all the Windham Hill stuff. And so I knew that, and I went in there, and I was able to, I got at least, I think I got about 5 that I needed. There was a whole bunch more that I already had. And I actually ended up realizing after doing another count here recently while I've been on vacation. I've been on vacation, guys. It's been fantastic. It's like day 5 for me of just sitting at home and spinning records all day. I mean, I had the holiday. I had everyone over to my house, my whole family. So I think I'm a bit under the weather this morning is how I'm feeling. I just kind of a little bit exhausted, I suppose. I ate too much fucking food is what I did. Got a bottle of Pepto-Bismol on the shelf over there, just in case. So here we are, guys. It's just everything you see here with the polypropylene sleeves. This isn't just a regular chunk of stuff, but there it is. I'm doing okay. I picked up a few extra. Like I said, I realized I already had doubles of a few things. I think I had a double of George Winston's December album, which is okay because it's a fantastic album. It's good to have a couple copies. I had another double of another regular, an early William Ackerman album. I didn't realize that I had 2 of, and another one that I got bamboozled on because it's a Scott Kosu album that has 2 different variants. It's got a first pressing and a repressing, and the cover and the typeface and everything just looks completely different. Where is it? But yeah, so I have I have 2 copies of Past Light by William Ackerman. But yeah, whatever. So final count now, I think, because of all those doubles and all that, and I found a couple new ones. I think I'm at 47. And I believe in all technicality, after looking at the Windham Hill Catalogue website and all that, because I'm not going to collect any of the CDs and cassettes, just because that doesn't interest me. I just want all LP, I like the art. I like to have them all in a big chunk to display. So I'm just going for the LPs. LP releases all the way up through 1991, I believe, was their last one. It was another William Ackerman album. Wait, was it? Or is it a George Winston album? No, it's a William Ackerman album. He had one, he themed a few albums off of the seasons, and I think his summer LP that he released in 1991 was the final vinyl release on Windham Hill. I think that makes a total of an even cut of 90 LPs in the Windham Hill catalog. So 47 is not a bad place to be. 51%, right? Quick math. So yeah, it's been like well over a week since I did my first episode, so it was hard hunting this week. I don't know, like I said, holiday season, I was preoccupied with other things, so I'll get out around the town this week and try to find some. I did find a few that I'm going to show you that I've never really seen before, that are some really kind of cool oddities on this label, that just more of the uncommon stuff that I've never even seen, and coming across them because now I'm honed in. I've researched them. I've seen the cover art. Some of them, there's very few, but a few smattering of them don't have the stereotypical cover art that Windham Hill is known for. You know, the plain white cover with just, you know, everything is very symmetrical and rectangular, and most of it's photography, and it's pretty rare when you see anything by this label that isn't that. So you can get tricked sometimes. And now I'm honed in, like I said, on this stuff, and I have it all on my phone, on my notes app, and I have pictures of it. And I can go to Discogs for like a, you know, like an extra helping hand if I need to. I was able to find a couple of really cool ones in the wild as well. Again, like I said, I'm trying to stick to my rule as best I can. I haven't broken it yet. Wherein I'm only going to search for these totally in the wild, junk store status, like thrift store, and that's it. And of course, you know, I'm going to get help from record stores, but like I'm going to try not to I'm not going to talk to Greg at the House of Records and and have him go into the basement at the House of Records and pull out all of the ones I need, because that's not fair to him. I'm not going to ask him to do that for me. But I've already cleaned out the House of Records of everything they had, which really wasn't that many. It was only probably about 4 or 5 of them that I needed. And I was doing that months ago just because I wanted to have them. But now all I have left as far as, you know, resources is the local shops, thrift shops, junk stores. So I've already picked over the few record stores that we have here in the Valley, the booksellers, you know, that also sell records. And then my next move is to go to junk stores out of town. And then hopefully I don't have to hit up, you know, random people that, you know, list their boxes of records on, you know, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or whatever for like, you know, $120 for a pile of bullshit, you know, that's just like riddled with rat turds and been sitting in a basement for, you know, 15 years. So hopefully I don't have to go to that extent, because I don't want to, I'm not going to use the online, you know, Discogs, eBay thing to try to nail all these. I know that once I get down to it, I bet I can find that William Ackerman in the wild. I may have to pay a pretty penny for it, because it's worth between $50 and $100, the Summer album from '91. But then the other one that's really wicked rare is the Bobby Basho, which I believe is 1003. So it's like the third in the series. And it's beautiful, but it's like $100 and something, and nobody has any. So one of the few Windham Hill records as well that was the rights were bought up and put out on a repressed recently. I think probably really recently, in like 2010 or something like that. Once Windham Hill got kind of broke up and got sold to a couple different entities, Dancing Cat Records, I think, had a little stake in it, and the other one was Lost Lakes. It kind of dissolved into Lost Lake Arts Records or something, and also Dancing Cat had a piece in it. So Dancing Cat repressed the Bobby Basho album, I think, or sold it to somebody else. Who the fuck knows? Who cares? So yeah. Found another dude. Scott Kosu has to be probably the most predominant artist on Windham Hill, besides of the founders, you know, William Ackerman and Alex DeGrassi and George Winston. besides those three guys, Scott Kosu is definitely one of the biggest players. He had just a string of these in 79 through 82. Fucking had like 8 albums on this label, so it's hard finding every single one of his. This is one I've never seen before, which was special for me, because looking at it, you're like, okay, you know, the font, the typeface, the art style, but it's pretty rare when Windham Hill will feature an artist on the front cover. I mean, the artists themselves, you know, a photo of them. So it's kind of neat learning about this guy, Ian Matthews. So I believe he's a pianist, right? Songs of Jules Shear. I don't know. Cool art. Well, like I said, it's rare to see like a person on the cover. So that was neat to find. This one I've been like kind of honed in on and looking for a long time, and I was really excited to find a copy of this. So because I love the art, it's one of the very, very first that Windham Hill put out. Number 18, Alex DeGrassi. Love him. He's definitely more of a technical guitar player than the rest of the boys. And I love this art, the Clockwork album by Alex DeGrassi. Really stoked to find that finally. This one was really cool to find because, again, the art style is so dissimilar to everything else that Windham Hill has ever done that you pass over it. I think I've passed over it in the past many times. And yeah, so glad to finally, again, hone in on this one. It's titled High Plateau. It's one of the later releases from probably like 87, but I'm going to screw up these names. Rubaha and Hernandez. High Plateau. Fantastic kind of, you know, Latin American vibes, obviously, all through this. You have some kind of like, you know, not flamenco guitar, but it's just, you know, it's guitar stylings of the American Southwest and, you know, Mexico and stuff. So it's really great. Need to come across that. Yeah, number 64 in the catalog. So it was getting up there later in the years. Produced by one of my favorites, Mark Isham. He started producing albums. He was a big player on this label from 85 through the end. He became kind of like one of the big wigs. Love Mark Isham. And this one was especially neat to find for a lot of different reasons. I don't know how to pronounce it. Philippe Saez? Yeah, I tried. Philippe Saez. I don't know how to pronounce it. Valerian is what it's called. It's really good. It's a lot more, it's pretty unique, kind of experimental and cool. Got myself a promo copy. I'm not sure, this has got to be an oopsie daisy because it's, yeah. So it got fucked up because of like some packing tape on either side of it. And you're like, why in the world would somebody do that? Like, that is bizarre to me. But then you realize, okay, well, this is a promo copy and it's being sent to whomever to check out. And then I open it up and I look on the inside and I see on the inner, there's a sticky note with a handwritten sticky note with a thing. And it says, doesn't match the typeface on the album. Shall we change it? That's a handwritten note from somebody, a bigwig at Windham Hill Records, probably the artist himself, or no, it's probably Mark Isham, the producer, or one of the creators of the record label, you know, William Ackerman or somebody, wrote this personalized sticky note and put it on there and sent it to probably the artist himself to say, hey, because it's true, the typeface on the label itself is the standard Windham Hill, you know, typeface, but it doesn't match the style on the cover. And they're probably asking the artist himself, like, hey, is this going to bother you? Is this something that we ought to change? Pretty cool to find little personal notes from the people who created the albums. I like that kind of stuff. Of course, this happens a lot with Windham Hill Records because they were so small and independent, and I happen to live on the west coast of America, the United States, where this label was predominantly just kind of like all up and down the west coast. So pretty neat. That's the chunk of shit I got now, guys, on my epic quest to to the catalog. First time I've ever tried to get a whole catalog. I'm gonna do it again. I've already researched a couple. The Odyssey label that I talked about, I love those. I love the artwork, but they're all just kind of interspersed amongst a catalog that's just enormous, obviously. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Odyssey, classical and contemporary, you know, type stuff. But like I said, the art style that I like about the covers is just kind of all interspersed. So I'm not gonna try to go for the whole catalog. I'm just gonna collect them for the art because they're beautiful. I'm gonna frame them. But I'm definitely gonna do the Orphic Egg catalog as well. So stay tuned for another epic journey from me. As soon as I can nail this Windham Hill to the wall, maybe I'll try to do them both at the same time. I don't know, that's a lot. But Orphic Egg only has a handful. Orphic Egg has like, I don't know, 14 or something like that. And I already have a couple, so it should be pretty easy. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my little vacation, sit a spell on the couch, staring out the window. So there's an update for my climb up Windham Hill. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season and keep it real and peace in the crease. Goodbye.